is like our own heart. You know, if you go to give blood, you don't take it out of, they don't take it out of your heart. They take it out of your arm, you know? And that's a very benevolent gift that we have that we can give. But to drill into the mountain, into the aquifer, is like drilling into the heart of source, and it should never happen.
The initial threat that we felt from Nestle was that they had not really complete with the truth to us. The meeting had been held in an undemocratic process. We had been promised a hearing. There was no hearing. The community was essentially left in the dark to a lot of the factors. Well, once you start learning about the waters of Mount Shasta, you realize that giving essentially a great deal of our water to a multinational corporation to turn into a commodity, truck it out, and sell it somewhere in plastic bottles, which now become a huge problem for municipalities all over the state, not counting the bottles that are alongside the oceans and everywhere else. That this problem, which was taking our source water, which we felt was initially the wrong thing, had turned into so many different situations. When Nestle prepared their contract, which was signed by our Community Services District, which was our water board, the water board agreed to give Nestle 1,250 gallons per minute of water from our spring water sources, which were owned by our community, to Nestle for a term of 100 years. After 6 years and more attempts by Nestle to gain a foothold and negotiate for a new contract, their plans failed and democracy prevailed.
Now that Nestle has withdrawn, at least for the time being, I think we have a real opportunity regionally. One of the gifts from Nestle was a real activation in the community around water issues and a lot of new science to really support more effective stewardship of water.
The people are right now coming together to proactively steward our resources, which in order to do so, we need to prevent further threats. And the two threats, the main threats up here right now are extraction through water bottling and contamination and manipulation through cloud seeding.
We are listening to communities surrounding Mount Shasta.
There's a quality and a wholeness to nature here. There's a bioregion still relatively intact, still relatively very clean air. The waters are still pure. It became apparent to me that we're not immune to the desire to exploit the resources here, to extract the resources, and to if the people didn't stand up and speak out and work towards upholding the environmental laws that we do have, that this could be very quickly destroyed. So more recently, I've been really involved with the proposal to build a 15 megawatt wood-fired power plant within the city, or very close to the city limits of Weed. And on the surface, it appears to make sense to use biomass to make electricity. But when you put it right in the middle of a city, a few hundred feet from children and schools, without the best air pollution control, without following environmental law, then we have to stand up and say, wait a minute, this is not the kind of economic growth that will benefit us in the long run. So we have been actively involved in this in order to see that the environmental laws are upheld and balance the economic needs with our need to be healthy and have resources here for many generations to come.
We are listening to the children.
It's a really important time for each of us to individually listen within our own beings of where we're called, where we're inspired to become involved or to participate and be part of the solution, because there's a whole shift happening that respects our earth, our environment, that which is the foundation that gives us life. And it's time now.
It's clear we need to go beyond the industrial model that is destroying the earth to a new relationship to the land, to the water, to our own souls, to act as guides that will lead us to a life-sustaining society. The Ecology Center is a needed voice in a process that's dominated by special interests. We are a counterbalance, standing up for the land, the water, the trees. These aren't merely issues, they're about survival itself. In an atmosphere of overwhelming odds, the Mount Shasta Bioregional Ecology Center and our Native American and environmental allies are holding a place for the sacred.